I'm Justine Tyrell, and you're watching The Music Enthusiast.
Hi, I'm Sarah from The Music Enthusiast, and today I'm here with Justine Tyrell. How are you?
I'm doing so good. How are you?
I'm great. I'm so glad to be talking to you. I am now a fan. You are incredible.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
No problem. And your voice is just stunning. Everything about you is stunning, and I'm living for it.
Thank you. I'm like, did we just become best friends? Because it's a yes for me.
I'm down for that.
I'm down for sure.
Awesome. I know you wrote your first song at the age of 7. So, what's your fondest musical memory?
Oh, that's such a great question. Um, okay, this one it's fond, but it's also really kind of sad and pathetic. But
Okay.
we're gonna go there today. Um, so I formed a band right around that age, 7, 8. We were called the Cool Cats. Kind
Ooh,
of a big deal.
I like
And
that.
yeah, and so I remember being that age though, and I think I just joined like the Spice Girls fan club and like NSYNC's fan club, and that's back when they'd mail you these special little pictures and just things that made you feel so special.
Mhm.
And so in my head, I dreamed up this whole thing, and I'm like, well, what if I can make people feel that way about the Cool Cats? A group of like 5 to 8 year olds. People really care. But anyways, I made these little golden tickets and I went around my neighborhood and popped them in people's mailbox and was like, if you have
Oh,
a golden ticket, like you've won a behind the scenes experience where you get to come over and like check out a Cool Cats rehearsal and watch how we like write our music. And it was probably good and bad that no one showed up because I just went and invited like a ton of strangers to my parents' like
yeah.
undeveloped basement with some kids in there. Um, but I just remember the way that I felt like joining a fan club and then being excited and wanting to make other people feel that way, which
Yeah.
maybe is a little bit like what I still kind of go for in music. But that was something that was kind of a sad but cool little memory for me.
It's so great because now you're doing this. This is what you're doing now.
Exactly. Totally, totally. And I think back to that kind of thing all the time of when I'm making music and when I'm creating content and like the way I view social media, how can I make it a bit more of an experience versus just like, here's my song, here's my video. So I
Mhm.
think back to that kind of stuff all the time.
Yeah, for sure. Do you remember how like one of your songs went?
Yes, I do. Okay. The lyrics don't even ask me where this came from because I don't know. Okay, so it was like quietly and softly you whisper you'll be there for me. Crazy, you left me with a promise you promised me. Keeping your promise to me, is that too much to ask? Ask. And then there's like, letting your mind run too free. You forgot about me. Like,
Oh,
who hurt you, 7-year-old? Who hurt you?
exactly.
So random. Yeah. The
Honestly,
next like, part was like fairy tale and Candyland and stuff. I'm like, what the heck was I talking
such a
about? So
bop though. Like literally, I was like jamming.
thank you. I know, I'm kind of like, you know what? Like, do we resurrect it? I don't know. Yeah, so random. So random.
I love it. Literally, you just did that on the spot. Like that was incredible.
Thank you. Thank
No
you.
problem. You recently released My Name, and it's such a good R&B track. I am obsessed. Um, what was the creative process like?
Oh, that's a good question. So the creative process for that song was it's kind of funny because when I wrote it, I was sitting at home. I was super sick. Thought I had coronavirus. I didn't. We're good. It was just from cold. But I was so sick and I'm like wrapped in a blanket and just shivering. And I was supposed to have a studio session that day. I canceled it obviously because I was sick.
Mhm.
And I was going through just some loops and some samples on my computer. And then I hit that sample, that reverse kind of guitar thing that you hear throughout the song. And I just like instantly was like, it gave me this like sexy, intimate, sultry kind of vibe. And it gave me this thought of like, because this loop is in reverse, I'm like, what about writing about like this love or this chemistry that you just like keep coming back to? Like you're hypnotized by it.
Yeah.
And so I wrote it in this room, wrapped in a blanket, shivering. And I'd say I did the first draft of the song in about an hour. Like it came to me pretty quickly. Revisited it the next day and was like, okay, I still like it on day 2. So that's a good sign.
Mhm.
And then from there, I sent it into the studio and asked the guys what they thought. And they were like, let us build you something. And they built out the track further. And we were just like, this is it. It's the one. But yeah, it started when I was in a very non-sensual, sultry place. I'm feeling like literally the polar opposite in like a onesie. But yeah, I felt like that song kind of dictated to me what it wanted to be about versus me saying like, today I'm going to write this steamy R&B song, you know? So it just sort of, it revealed itself and I followed it.
I love that.
Thank you.
So My Name is like an upbeat track. Radar is a slowed down piano.
That's right.
So why are you playing with our feelings like that? Why are you releasing like a piano then like
Literally the best question ever. So why play with my feelings like that? You know, I ask myself the same damn thing. Even when we went into the studio that day, we were like, let's try to make something. The day of Radar, or stripped back one. We thought, let's make like an R&B heater, like something for the summer. You know, and we had this whole idea of what we were shooting for. And then my piano player just sat down and just hit one set of chords. And I was like, well, that's not in the plan. And so we kind of like, we went with it because in the moment we were all just feeling it. And then after it was done, we were like, I don't think we should add extra production to this. We shouldn't speed it up. Like, we should just kind of let it live the way it is. So to answer your question, I didn't plan on playing with y'all. It just happened. And also there's an element of myself that like, you know, I've been performing live for almost 10 years. And that's stripped down, just like my voice, piano player is such a comfortable space for me. And so, especially nowadays when we don't have live shows to go to, we don't really get a lot of that. We kind of just figured it's important to have a moment that gives you something like that, and then we can go back to doing the heaters and the bangers and all that stuff. But it was a moment that was just like it had to happen.
I mean it's a beautiful track, but played with my heartstrings a little bit.
That's right. I know even when I listened back to it, I was like, okay, we're going there. Yeah, I feel you.
Do you feel as if your music has evolved between what you're releasing now and like the very beginning?
Yes, so much yes. I think in the beginning, I still struggle with the fact that I can wear many different hats. And I grew up on such a diverse spread of music. And like 1 second I'm listening to Nirvana and like the Beatles. And then the next second I'm listening to Drake and Rihanna. So there's an element of me that always felt conflicted because I'm like, I like so many different types of music. And yeah, I just couldn't quite pick a lane. And so I'd say that was one of the biggest difference when I first started is I was kind of dabbling with R&B, but I wasn't fully in it, you know? And then I got to the point where I just want to make the type of music that I would want to listen to and that I would want my friends to think is great.
Yeah.
And so once I shifted to that and stopped thinking about like, well, what am I and what box do I fit in and all that kind of stuff and just creating the music I like, then I feel like my sound has evolved organically into something that fits me. So yeah, the direction has definitely become more dialed in. My writing's gotten a bit better. I don't know if y'all want to go back and look at the old stuff. You can. I won't hold it against you. You can do it. But yeah, I would say mostly it's just getting more dialed into the R&B lane and creating the type of stuff that I love. Yeah.
And you are killing it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
No problem. Worthy has been getting some radio play.
Yes.
So congrats on that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Have you heard your song on the radio yet?
Yes. I heard it on the radio at, it would have been 6:30, 6:40 Eastern time. So it was about 4:40 in Calgary in the morning.
Oh, wow.
But I knew it was coming because it was the first spin. And so the radio station let me know. So I'm not even gonna lie, I'm an insomniac. So I just stayed up. And actually, I recorded a video. I put it on my Instagram story last week, I think, but I should repost it again. But yes, heard it, got all the feels, like got all teary-eyed, all the things. It was crazy. It's
Yeah.
so crazy.
I can imagine. Like,
Wild feeling. Such a wild feeling. Yeah, it was really cool.
this is sort of a fun question, but if you could collaborate with one artist, dead or alive, which one? Who would it be and why?
Ooh, okay. One artist. Well, Drake is my dream collab.
Yeah.
I just think he's so great. Obviously, he's wonderful. And like anybody with that OVO sound in their label, amazing. So huge fans. I'm gonna cheat and like kind of pick a second because okay, cool. I would have to say Amy Winehouse.
That's a good one.
Oh, she was just one of the greatest voices and just so authentically herself that I think if I could collab with her and if I could have just soaked in a little bit of that in person, that would have been a gift. So yeah, one person that's still with us and one that's departed, but those would be my picks.
I feel like a collab, like a three-way collab, would be crazy.
Imagine, oh, that would have just been everything.
Yeah, for sure.
But maybe like Drake and I, we could like sample some Amy Winehouse. Like we can find a way. We can find a way.
You're getting creative here. I love that. I love this right now.
Holla at your girl. She ready to work. Let's go.
Yes. Great if you're watching.
That's right.
Another fun one. If you could live in a music video, which one would it be and why?
That's such a cool question. Live in a music video. Okay, let me put some thought into this. I feel like this is left field, but I think any of Dua Lipa's videos, it just seems like she's stuck in this like crazy world where everything's like magical and cool and like bends to cater to like whatever her girlfriends want and need. And so I would think either that or Ariana Grande's Seven Rings video.
Yeah.
That would be cool. That would be fine.
So, those are some
R&B choices.
those are some pretty good choices.
Yeah. Thank you.
And this is the last question, but actually no, we have two more. Never mind.
Great.
You've been releasing singles for a bit now, so could we expect like a full-length project soon?
I mean, spill the tea since we're here.
Please.
Yeah. After we dropping an EP, there'll be 6 songs on it, and that comes out April 23rd.
Oh wow.
That is coming very, very soon, and you can expect some of the songs that we've heard before. So Radar, My Name, Worthy. We've got another single that's dropping for the summer before the I guess early summer, before the project EP drops, and then it'll be a couple songs that no one's heard before too.
Awesome. I just banged my wrist. How excited I am.
I don't want to make you break yourself, girl. No. Yeah.
That's the last question.
Yes.
Our music website focuses on up-and-coming artists. So do you have any favorites you want to share?
Oh, yeah. So I'm going to shout out a few that are in my city that are like, there's so much talent in Calgary. I'm such a broken record with this, but like our city gets slept on so much, especially for R&B music, pop music. One of my favorite pop artists, her name is Therese. Hopefully you get the chance to chat with her at some point. She's amazing. Jared Daniel, an incredible R&B vocalist. This is a gal that, I mean, she's made a big name for herself, but Jocelyn Alice, she's one of my good friends, and she's just such a beast of a talent. So I'd put those in kind of my top 3 out of my city, especially.
Awesome. Support local. Like,
definitely.
So important.
Don't support local, because someday when they catch the wave late, they're going to be looking all kinds of stupid. And I so told you.
Awesome. It was so great to talk to you.
That was so fun.